So I was wondering if you could do a favor for me. If you could just hit that like button, that would be great. Or if you haven't already, maybe subscribe. Thank you. It started with a rainstorm and ended with something I never expected. It was one of those summer storms that pours for hours, but only feels like minutes. I didn't bring an umbrella. Of course I didn't. Why would I have known that this ordinary day would turn into an extraordinary one? He did. He arrived at the bus stop just as I was debating whether to stay dry or run home in the rain. He had an umbrella, a big black umbrella that made him look like a hero from a comic book, and he glanced at me, really looked at me, and I thought, maybe I should go home, maybe I should get wet, because the hero took his eyes off me after what felt like forever. He opened his mouth and said, "Cold." I gave him a half smile. Just wet and regretting everything. He took a step forward and held out the umbrella. Again, that look. Safe. Familiar. But we'd never met before. Are you always this generous with strangers? I asked him. He shrugged. Only pretty ones who look like they hate the rain. And I laughed. I couldn't help it. He smiled then, too. Well, then, I said, I guess this is fate. And we shared the umbrella. We walked. We didn't say much, just walked, as if the silence already knew our names. We reached a coffee shop, a small one with mismatched chairs and tables outside, and a sign that read home. He asked, "Warm drink? If it comes with a story?" I replied, and he smiled again. That smile? I loved it. The way his eyes crinkled at the corners. I wanted to see it more often. We sat by a foggy window, our cups in hand. He told me about dreams he'd given up on, places he'd never visited, fears he'd buried deep inside. I told him about poems I never finished, stars I never reached for, and a childhood spent chasing rainbows. Time slipped away like sand through my fingers. The storm outside had become a drizzle. The sky peeked through the clouds, revealing a bright blue expanse, dotted with fluffy white puffs. You ever feel like something was meant to happen? I asked him. He looked at me, his eyes searching mine. Right now, yes. Then the silence returned, comfortable, familiar, and I knew I didn't want it to end. But the storm had ended, the rain stopped falling, and my umbrella stayed dry. His eyes held mine, and I could tell he was thinking the same thing I was. This moment couldn't last forever. He took a deep breath. Then he wrote a number on a napkin, slid it across the table to me. Just in case this, he paused, wasn't only about the rain. He was right, it wasn't. Years later, same place, same coffee shop, married, we were still holding hands, our fingers intertwined, our love story written in the stars, sealed with a kiss under a sky filled with hope. That day, I was running from the rain, but I walked straight into love.